So a couple of days ago, I went and got my hair cut, and so I thought it would be a fun idea to talk a little bit about the vocabulary that you need when you go to a hair salon or go to get your hair cut. To begin with, there are basically two different kinds of locations where you can get your hair cut. The first one is either called a hair salon or a hairdresser's. Where I grew up, everyone calls them hair salons, but hairdressers is also a fairly common place. The second type of place where you can get your hair done is called a barbershop, but this is only for men, and in addition to getting their hair cut, they can also trim their beard or get a shave or something like that. The people who cut your hair also fall into these two categories. If you're going to a hair salon or a hairdresser's, they are called a hairstylist or a hairdresser. If you're going to a barbershop, then they're a barber. In the US, you can usually make an appointment if you call in advance, but some salons don't even take appointments at all anymore, and instead you have to just walk in and wait until it's your turn. Usually when you enter the salon or the barbershop, you have to first discover if they have any availability for you, or if they are available, how long do you have to wait? Here are the most common phrases you would use to ask this question. Number 1, do you have any openings today? Number 2, what times do you have available for a haircut today? Number 3, is there anyone who can cut my hair now, or cut my hair soon, or cut my hair at 2 p.m. if you have a set schedule? Number 4, and this is usually the phrase that I end up saying, when is your next opening? And number 5, you can do this also if you're calling on the phone. Can I make an appointment for a haircut today? Or can I make an appointment for a haircut on Saturday? When you actually sit down in the chair and are ready for your haircut, usually one of the first questions that the hairstylist or the barber will ask you is something like, so what are we doing today? They want to know what you have in mind for the haircut today. Sometimes they phrase this a little bit differently and say something like, what are we looking for today? Or, what do you want me to do to your hair today? So then you have to tell them what you want them to do to your hair. Usually you would start with either, I would like, as a more polite way, or if you feel very comfortable and the salon feels like a very casual environment, you can say something like, I just want blank. Here are the most common types of things that you would have done at a salon. First, there is a cut. A cut means that you want a specific amount of hair taken off, and you want to be in control of how much hair is coming off in different areas on your head. This is a cut. Now, second is called a trim. It just means that you want a little tiny bit of hair off to keep your haircut looking nice, but you don't want to change your hairstyle at all. That's called a trim. The third thing is called a wash and a cut. This means that they shampoo your hair before they give it a cut. Usually this costs a little bit extra, but it can be very nice because you leave the shop with clean hair. This is called a wash and a cut. The fourth option is a wash, a cut, and a style. This means that they wash your hair, then they cut it however you want it to be cut, and finally at the end they dry it, and they might even curl it or style it. They will probably put some kind of products or hairspray into your hair to make the style hold. Again, this is a wash, a cut, and a style. The fifth thing that you can have done is to have your hair dyed. This means that you want to change the color of your hair to be red or brown or blue or hot pink or anything like that. Sometimes when people want to change their hair to be lighter, they call it bleach instead of dye. But both of them fall into the category of dye, no matter what color you're changing your hair to. This is called getting your hair dyed, or sometimes colored. In addition to these 5 things, you can also have a whole series of other treatments done to your hair if you want them. If you want to have your hair curled permanently, you can get something called a perm. If you want to have your hair straightened permanently, you can get it straightened. You can also get treatments done that are supposed to condition your hair and make it look more moisturized or make it look healthier. You can always ask your stylist about a change that you want to make with your hair, and they can help you in this way. You can also get something that is called bangs, always with an S. That is a short hair that covers your forehead or comes down over the side of your face. That's a lot shorter than the rest of your hair. Sometimes men will get something called a buzz cut, which is a really short haircut that is the same length all over on their head. One of the things that I usually get done to my hair is layers. So if you can see, not all of my hair is the same length. Some of my hair is longer and some of it on the top is shorter. This is layers. It tends to make my hair look a little bit fuller and not so flat and thin. There's also a specific type of dyeing which is called highlights. These are little sections of the hair that they bleach to a certain degree to be lighter. It makes the hair look more like it has been out in the sun and the sun has lightened sections of the hair. It's a very popular thing to do for a lot of people. There is one little phrase: if you are completely annoyed with your hair and want to get rid of it entirely, you can use the phrase chop it off. Or if you want to cut your hair really short when it had been very long, you can always use this phrase as well. Let's just chop it off. Let's cut it short. After the hairstylist is finished with your cut or your style or whatever that they did for your hair, at the desk, your hairstylist or barber will tell you what the final price is for the services they provided for you. One important little note is that in the US, it's very typical to tip your stylist or barber. Usually this is just a couple of dollars or maybe even $1 in addition to what you have already paid. However, it's seen as a really nice gesture to them, thanking them for the service that they provided. And in some ways, it's kind of ensuring that the next time you come in, they will also treat you well. So there you go. There's some of the most important vocabulary and phrases that you need if you're going to go to a hair salon or a hairdresser's or a barbershop in the US. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you have any suggestions for other topics that you want me to talk about phrases and expressions for, leave a comment down below in the comment section and I will do that as soon as I can. If you want to subscribe to my channel, click over here. If you're curious about me and what I do, or you want to take lessons with me, go to my website by clicking here or by going to mrspESLtutor.com. You can check out my newest video by clicking here. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.